In May 1982, I had an opportunity to survey the Ocala local calling area from a motel room where I could stay on the phone as long as I needed, and so I did. This is the same phone trip as part 2 of this series. I'm calling from a motel PBX. You dial 9 and you get an outside line from 904-236, the Ocala area motor switch serving the Silver Springs area. By 1982, the switch had new dial tone and had become less interesting in and of itself because of the simplification that had been done of the routing system. Almost all local calls that went out of the office were now going to one place, a DMS Tandem, that's a digital switch by Northern Telecom, somewhere in downtown Ocala. The office code 351 was in that switch, and almost everything local was being sent to that switch. The local calling area, however, still contains a colorful assortment of different switches, ringtones, and now, for the Florida telephone offices, operator cut-through on intercept. Let's go now to the 1982 recording, and I will add comments as appropriate.
So now 237.
We're sorry you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service at this time. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or stay on the line and an operator will answer. 904-237.
Operational operator, what number did you dial?
237-2368.
Thank you. That shows to be a good number. Would you try your number again, please?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
"237 is a Stromberg XY. It's in Ocala. It has a Stromberg ring, but now we know that it is really senderized because of the way the call to the operator goes through. This is an actual outgoing call on a phone line or phone line equivalent. You can hear it dialing 3 for the tandem and then MFing a 3-digit code. That code is 414, which from this particular office is the code being used to tell some tandem that the intercept operator is needed. I decided to compare that last sound to the sounds from Prince William County, Virginia's switch that is Stromberg with senders, and sounds like the same type of switching equipment. Now more calls to 237. know, there's nothing like a sine wave tone through digital PCM. Actually, this is pretty good PCM. Old T-Carrier sounded really bad.
Okay, now some calls to 595, which is outside of Ocala.
.595 being an independent digital in Citra, the DMS tandem here is going to pick up a trunk and MF the number. You'll hear the receive path of the trunk while the MFing's going on, but not the MFs. So you'll hear the flash and some bodacious carrier noise that's either long distance type or N3 family that sounds like long distance.
Now the only valid codes beginning with 59 are 591 and 595. So let me dial 590.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again, or ask your operator to help you. 904-351.
This, of course, is the vacant code recording from the DMS switch that is the Tandem. 59 everything goes there. Seems like it was waiting for 4 more digits before putting us into the recording.
Here's some more 595 stuff.
cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again, or call your operator to help you. We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
I think I've got to be sick. Okay, now 732, which I think doesn't go through the 351 tandem, believe it or not. I'm now going to dial a 732 vacant number.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service at this time. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or stay on the line and an operator will answer. 904-732.
Special operator, what number did you dial?
732-9999.
Thank you, 732-9999. Shows to be a working number. Who are you trying to reach? How is the phone listed under what name?
Well, it shouldn't be listed. Let me check it and call again later.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, that's nice. I can't dial 411, but I can dial that. Let me demonstrate what happens when I dial 411.
What city, please?
Ocala.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bit late, but it did it.
Now let's go back and listen to that intercept call. Okay, two things. First of all, that's a Stromberg ESC. I recognize the quality of the clicks and the way the MF tones are, with one tone significantly louder than the other. So 732 is an ESC, but it's dialing a different code than the last office did. It's not dialing 414. It's dialing... I can't tell you what it is. The reason is that the Stromberg ESC, in its typical fashion, is only letting me hear one tone out of the two that make up those three digits. It's 900 hertz, twice, and then the last one is 1300 hertz, so it could be 114 or 110, and there are other possibilities too. But we know it isn't 414, so we have two different codes being used so far in the Ocala network to call up the operator. And one more thing. Finally, she's using her normal voice, so I recognize it. This is actually my earliest recording of Pat Trumbull, now called Pat Fleet. I didn't recognize the voice at first because she's speaking in a higher than normal register, except on that last recording.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service at this time.
To place a calling card or credit card call, press 1.
If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or stay on the line and an operator will answer.
For AT&T customer service, press 3.
Now, as to why she uses such a high voice register for the Florida telephone recordings, I have a theory about that. This was one of her earliest gigs at doing all the intercept recordings for a phone company. And I think it's quite possible she heard the way her predecessor was doing recordings for the Florida telephone company, who also spoke quickly and in a high register.
You have reached a number that is not in service at this time.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service at this time.
If you feel you have reached this recording in error,
If you feel you have reached this recording in error,
See, that's pretty close. And I know she can do this because back in 1984, when I was creating a system, I hired Pat to do the phrases for it. There was just one phrase that I wanted her to do in the style of corn breath. Here's the corn breath phrase that I played for Pat, interspersed with the phrase she did in that style that I needed.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
We're sorry, the other party hung up. Please try your call again.
If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
She nailed the style. I was very pleased with that, but it isn't actually as close as what she did for Florida Telephone vis-a-vis their old announcer, so I'd be interested to find out whether that was done on purpose. Anyway, now the call's to 694, which is a Stromberg XY in Ocala. Just dialing 69 in 1978 was enough to get into the Tandem, so when I see that dialing it now causes the office to pick up the Tandem and dial 69 into it, meaning that you can't use it as a Tandem access, I'm of course disappointed.
Look at that, it groaned and then dialed 2 digits. It's going through that new Tandem again. All right, I'll continue dialing the 694 number. Too late.
We're sorry you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service at this time. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or stay on the line and an operator will answer. 904-694.
Station operator, what number did you dial?
694 is a senderized Stromberg XY. That sort of proves it. The code to get the operator, again, was 414. Now here's a ringing number in 351, which is the office that has been connecting us to all these other places. From here, the call goes through exactly the same way as 237, 694, 595, and almost everything else. Now let's see about the 622 and 629 Stromberg XY office. They were the central switch in Ocala. They had two different ringing machines in that building.
Let me see if 622, which is in Ocala, goes through that tandem. No, as you can see, 622 also goes through the tandem, but you notice it didn't connect me to the tandem until I dialed the entire first three digits. In any event, here's some other 622 stuff.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or stay on the line and an operator will answer. 904-622-629.
Hello?
Special operator, what did you dial, please?
622-9990.
It's a vacant number.
Thank you.
Well, there's another Pat Trumbull recording.
Merry Christmas.
And this one did not have the sounds of a senderized XY. That's not surprising. This is the central downtown XY that used to be the tandem. When a step has trunks to everything in the local calling area, You can build the switching train so that no senderization is required. When a step has to use a tandem, very often that's when it becomes economical to senderize. Charlottesville, Virginia, a Centel area, very different from this one, was an example because the downtown step had no senders, but 973, the one on the north side of town, did. So the smaller office needed the sender. On the next few calls, I'm dialing 629 numbers.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or stay on the line and an operator will answer. 904-622-629.
Special operator, what number did you dial?
629-3362.
629-3337.
No, 3362.
That number shows to be working. Would you try it again, sir?
Sure, thank you.
You're welcome.
Boy, that trunk had some crazy crosstalk. One more call to 629. You notice that one gave us an ESS type ring before the recording.
So far, we've gotten a Stromberg ring on a recording in 622 and a working number in 622. Then we got ESS ring on a recording in 629, and now we've gotten Stromberg ring on a working number in 629. So I'm a bit confused. In any event, the Stromberg ring was on 6293, and the recording with an ESS ring first was on 6292. Now, I want to know why this office doesn't just send everything beginning with 62 to the tandem. Maybe it's got direct trunks to the tributary 625. Let me dial 625 and see whether it's sending that through the tandem or whether it's got a direct trunk.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service at this time. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or stay on the line and an operator will answer. 904-625. We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service at this time.
Special operator, what number did you dial?
625-2953.
That number shows to be working. Would you try it again, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, as you can see, 625 went through a little differently. There was something dialed after the trunk connection, so maybe it is sending us through some step office somewhere. Now that must be the 625 office cutting us off from intercept, operator.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is not in service at this time. If you feel you have reached...
Resets easily enough. Let's see if I can get a working group.
No 4625. We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Let me start over.
Okay, so it picks up the trunk and it dials a 5. By the way, I apologize for the fact that almost all of the recordings we've heard so far on this tape are done by the same person. It does begin to get monotonous, even with a good announcer. I'm not sure what to do about this problem.
Stop wasting your time dialing.
Okay, touche, but I was actually saving time just then because I was redialing the last 4 digits of a 625 number, then flashing to reset, and I could do it again and again. That is actually significant because when we dial 625, this office, 236, dials the digit 5 into a trunk. Now the fact that it's a 5-digit trunk, but then when we flash to reset, we can ring a number dialing just the last 4 digits, is very informative. More about that later.
All right, let me dial 621. There isn't any such thing, and we'll get the local vacant code recording.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again, or ask your operator to help you. 904-236. We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again, or ask your operator to help you. 904-236. We're sorry.
Now I should get the same thing just dialing 63. And when I do, let me keep dialing and see whether we get any sort of pulse repeating over the recording.
What the hell?
Now that was a total fluke. 63 is a vacant code, and when I hung up and called back again, it went to the local vacant code recording. I tried dialing digits over it, and they were not repeated. But that time, 63 somehow made the switch pick up a trunk that sounded like the Tandem, dial 63 into it, then go into a continuous dial pulse. I tried flashing to no effect, and eventually the register sender timed out, revealing a reorder underneath. On the next call to 732, I happened to hit a real private call diverter. This is a device that did the function of call forwarding in areas that didn't have call forwarding. In fact, I think these things predate call forwarding. It's kind of like a cheese box, but legit, and it makes an outgoing call. It works where a business has two phone lines. When the line that they expect people to call on rings, the machine picks up the other line and starts dialing the number that they want to transfer the call to. It then answers the ringing line, in some cases playing a recorded announcement that says, "Please hold on." It ends up conferencing the two lines together. You usually can't hear very well, but it gets the job done.
Just a moment, please. Your call is being transferred.
We lucked out. It was busy, so we got to hear it do something you don't usually hear. Sounds like it was pretty loud. Hard to tell because that Stromberg busy signal is pretty loud in and of itself. I'll try calling it again later on, and hopefully we'll get through to the actual owner. In the meantime, let's go back to 1977 and call into the 732 office from my East Side line in New York City. The call goes from my East Side Crossbar 5 to Forest Hills,
21233.
to Jacksonville 4A,
9042.
to Gainesville 4A, 9047, to the Ocala Tandem,
90412.
switch type unknown at this point, to the 732 ESC.
You have reached a number that is not in service at this time. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or dial directory assistance in the area to which you are calling. 904-732. You have reached a number that is not in service at this time.
I whistled it off. It'll time out to the Jacksonville recording in a minute. Now, where are we?
The past, because we got a busy signal.
Right, so if we just wait here a minute or two in the future,
You're already in the future.
I mean the past, then that busy line in the future will...
Give up.
We're sorry, your call did not go through. Will you please try your call again? This is a recording, 9042. We're sorry, your call did not go through.
Just a moment, please. Your call is being transferred.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Is this the restaurant?
No, it isn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I dialed wrong.
Okay.
What we're waiting for now is for the outgoing call that the diverter made on a Stromberg ESC line to time back to the line idle state, and that will trigger the diverter to hang up on us. 20 seconds. Not bad for a stored program control switch. The number 1 ESS only gives you 10 seconds of holding time. And I'd be willing to bet that an NX1E, like in Vanceboro, NC, gives you 19 seconds.
Well, excuse me!
We could tell 732 is a Stromberg ESC by the way intercept went through to the operator. But here it's confirmed again because the call diverter is dialing on a phone line in the same neighborhood, and after you hear the call diverter finish dialing, there's some lower volume dial pulses, which is the Stromberg ESC dialing into the downtown XY.
Your call is being transferred.
That's the call diverter dialing. And now that lower dial pulsing is the ESC out pulsing to the XY downtown, 622 or 629. So here's what's going on with 732 and 625. These are the only two codes in the local network, besides intra-office, of course, that aren't sent through the DMS Tandem. Each of these codes goes over a 5-digit trunk to the 732 ESC. When the ESC receives a 2, it knows to wait for 4 more digits to ring the 732 number. If it receives a 5, it connects immediately into a 4-digit dial pulse trunk to 625. And that's what we were resetting a few calls back over and over.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is...
Resets easily enough.
That was 625 via 732. And 625 is probably a Northern Telecom DMS 100. The reason I say that is that...
Special operator, what number did you dial?
It goes to intercept, charging for the call to the operator, just the way the other DMS 100s do. Well, there's still more Ocala local calling area, but this program is getting long, so I'm going to put the rest of the Ocala area survey in the next program, which will be the last one in this series. And since we haven't yet called all the Florida telephone exchanges, we're undoubtedly going to run into some more Pat Fleet recordings.